Hello there, good evening and welcome to Political Lens on Voice of the People Television, BOPTV. I am Chukuma Okoro. Many thanks for joining us. Tonight, we will look at the growing battle for the soul of the Southeast ahead of the 2027 presidential elections as key regional political leaders rally behind President Bola Tinubu, while Peter Obi, a prominent politician from the region, talking about the Southeast region, continues to command strong grassroots support. Well, we also discussed the presidency's response to concerns over hunger and insecurity, with presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga insisting that the challenges facing Nigerians are being exaggerated and that the government's reforms are laying the foundation for long-term prosperity. And finally, we will analyze the renewed debate over President Tinubu's campaign promises on electricity as the presidency, again coming from Bayo Onanuga, defending the administration's power sector record and rejects claims that the president pledged not to seek re-election if power supply failed to improve. Well, stay with us as our analyst helps us to unpack the politics, the narratives, and the implications for Nigeria's future. We've been joined in the studio here by Mayor John Echefu. He is here in the capacity of a political affairs analyst. Good evening, Mayor, and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. We appreciate your presence.
Good evening, Nigerians.
Good evening. Now, let's quickly run into it. Well, political pundits assert that many prominent Southeast political leaders are aligning with President Bola Tinubu ahead of the 2027 general elections, while Peter Obi, who comes from the Southeast, by the way, continues to enjoy strong grassroots support across the region. Several governors and political figures have endorsed Tinubu's re-election bid, leading some observers to view it as an effort to weaken Obi's chances. Well, key figures supported Tinubu include Chukwu Masoludo, governor of Anambra State, former Central Bank of Nigeria governor, David Umahi, former governor of Igbo State and current federal minister for works, Peter Mba, governor of Enugu State, and Hope Uzodimma, governor of Imo State and chairman of Progressive Governors Forum, an association of current APC governors. Well, critics claim some of these leaders are motivated by personal political ambitions and future power calculations, while their supporters argue that they are backing Tinubu because of perceived developmental gains and political pragmatism. Well, despite the growing opposition, from regional political elites, Obi remains confident, noting that he had little establishment support during the 2023 election, yet still dominated the Southeast. The opinions conclude that the 2027 contest may become a test of whether Obi's grassroots popularity can overcome the influence of governors, political structures, and elite alliances supporting Tinubu. Now, let me come to you, Mayor. How do you react to this development? At the chance of a strong opportunity to elect an Igbo man as president, the most visible clog in that wheel happens to come from the Southeast, Igbo political leaders. Why so? It happened in 2023 and looks to repeat in 2027. Why do we have all of this?
Thank you very much. I want to, first of all, use this opportunity to thank Nigerian youths and also Nigerians who are reasonable, because 2027 election will show us how many irresponsible leaders we have in Nigeria.
No, let's be.
No, listen, see, the problem we have is that we try to paint things. These people, they are not treating Nigerians with glove hands. Yes. Let's go back. What Odios Wakano, former governor of Enugu State, what's his name, Jim Wobodo, what they did to Ekweme during PDP convention. Have you forgotten that it was in that convention that the news came that Odios Wakano gave Obasanjo 100 million?
But Obasanjo never admitted.
The news came in that an Igbo man. An Igbo man.
Okay, maybe he had made some political calculations and discovered that. Okay.
No, an Igbo man betraying his fellow brother who has the best chance.
Did the Ekweme have the best chance?
Yes, as of then, everybody was dealing with Ekweme now. Have you forgotten? Today, we are seeing some people that see themselves as political leaders in the Southeast because the people trusted them with some positions. Umahi was a former governor in the Igbo state. Soludo is a governor that everybody was waiting for, that Soludo would do well as a governor.
Is he not doing well?
I will come to that.
Okay.
He said he would turn Anambra State to Dubai.
I bet they say he's laying the foundation.
What foundation? He said he would turn Anambra State to Dubai. And he have not done it. So
in 4 years?
This is 8 years.
Did he promise
He's
that?
going for 8 years now.
Okay.
So I will come to Soludo. I will take them one by one.
Okay.
So the character they are portraying today, what I see them as hallelujah boys to president. Because the seed they are sowing today, I tell you, the seed, Soludo, Dave Umahi, Hope Uzodimma, and Mba, who did not even win election.
Now, Mayor, let's break it down, so that the person at the other side will understand it. This is a growing concern for a lot of people, not just people from the Southeast, but Nigerians. And so, does it look like I'm coming, sir. Does it put the Southeast man different politically from the other regions? You recall that when Buhari was contesting, for the presidency, he had massive support from the north, across the 19 states of the north. And in the south,
why I start from the Southeast?
Okay.
No, these are the people.
That's our focus. The Southeast is our
these
focus
are the
now.
people who know that their brother is the best candidate now.
Exactly my question.
Their brother, Peter.
I'm sorry, Mayor. We'll come to all of that. We'll talk about Peter and other candidates. Now, the issue is, does the Igbo man stand out as a politically different person? Because when Buhari was contesting, like I said, the North gave him massive support. Now, when Bola Tinubu was supporting, the West, Southwest, gave him massive support.
Among
every
12,
okay,
there must be a Judas.
So why
these people? You look at them. Why they are supporting?
Mayor, let me land on my question. Now, in the Southeast, for a very long time, probably in the past 26 or 27 years, the Southeast region people believe is producing someone that looks electable, and the harshest critics, the highest contrarians against us to that ambition come from the Southeast. Now, the bigger question is, why so? Is the Igbo man different politically from the others, and why?
Thank you. Yes. Thank you. The problem is that these people that are seeing themselves as leaders today, that are criticizing Peter, go and check their records. How did they make their money? How did they become governors? What is their political record? Who are their fathers? What is their record in Igbo land? These are things. See, look at a man like Peter, who take Anambra State from 0 in education to number 1. To the extent United Nations invited him to come and tell them how he did the magic.
Mayor, you seem to be missing my point a bit. My question is that, why is it that if you come to the Southeast, for instance, like I said, in the past 27 years, the Southeast seems to have produced, or is trying in 2023, produced the most electable Igbo person since the race started, apart from Ekweme. I mean, Ekweme didn't get a ticket.
Yeah.
But Peter Obi got a ticket. Before him, other people got tickets too. And Igbo people said, well, this is not what we want. Now, somebody that looks electable by many people's account. Now, he's facing this kind of opposition from his home zone. Now, the bigger question is, why so?
The reason is this. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
These people that are opposing Peter, they are just few of them.
Okay, there are few of them.
Yeah, there are just few of them who are political hallelujah boys.
Okay, so are they political leaders? But the fact that they occupy elected political positions, does that qualify them to be classified as Igbo leaders? Igbo political leaders.
They cannot be Igbo political leaders. What I classify them as Igbo hallelujah boys for the president.
Okay, so who are the Igbo political leaders?
Igbo political leaders are people like Dr. Lese Ekweme them, who did not be.
No, I mean in the present, people that are living,
people that are living today, that are Igbo leaders that I can trust. There are many of them.
Okay.
There are many of them. People like what's his name? Vitume.
Okay.
He have standard to be an Igbo leader. Look at this guy. Senator Ben Obi.
Okay, Ben Obi, Ojele Igbo.
Ojele Igbo. If you look at the history of Ben Obi, in fact, Ben Obi was the man who compared Babangida during his term as president to return back Ojuku's seized properties. It's through Ben Obi that Ojuku's father's seized properties were returned back to Ojuku. Even to the extent Ojuku's messages that we are seizing in Cotonou, we are retrieved through Ben Obi. So these are the men. He's not in the same political party with Peter, but it's not that Peter is the best. Senator Ben remain in PDP. But tomorrow, he believes in the quality of Peter. So these governors you are seeing today, they are supporting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu because of what they stand to gain. Because of what they are targeting. These are people that have been governors. They have been ministers because of greed. That is why I call them hallelujah boys to the president.
So you think they are supporting the president because they are greedy, not because the president has delivered on his promises
No. Because of their greed. That's why I call them. They are not Igbo political leaders because they cannot lead me. I call them political hallelujah boys to the president. Dave Omahi, Governor Soludo.
But they have all aligned to the center.
Eh?
They have all aligned to the center.
You see, Obi Kubana tried it, and the Igbo youth, everybody asked him. Are you hearing about Obi Kubana again today with his city boys? I tell you, they will cry like bird very soon. Ojo Zakano, you see the way he cried in the Senate. Very soon, Dave Omahi, Soludo, Hope Uzodimma, they will cry like a midnight bird. Because Igbos, Nigerian youths, will not forget. Whatever they sow, they will repeat.
Okay, all right. Now, Mayor, there's one historical pattern that has developed over time in the Southeast. You know, the moment the grassroots rally for a cause that seems unifying, the elites destroy it on what people call the altar of selfish ambition. I can give an instance where many people believe that the struggle for the actualization of an independent state, you know, for the Southeast people has been scuttled largely because the elites, the political leaders from the Southeast, didn't support it. Now, people also believe that, well, that Obasanjo became president in 1999 because the Southwest rallied behind him and insisted, well, if you have done this, you know, against our brother, our son, MKO Abiola, then there must be some form of compensation. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu rose to say, well, the Igbo nation has been serially marginalized, shafted over time since after the war, and started preaching the idea that, well, we need some form of compensation in terms of looking towards the Southeast. The very people, you know, that worked against him and his idea, a lot of people might have disagreed with his methods, but generally speaking, the people that worked against him were the elites. Meanwhile, the masses were behind him.
When you said the people that work against him, we are the elites. The same people that is working against Peter is the same people.
Exactly. So why this
the
pattern?
Same number of people, exactly. The same names, the same names.
Mayo, I want us to establish something. Why this pattern? Because
you see, these people, they have a group. You know, this thing started from Ojo Zakano, them. Now, the new governors have joined them.
If you say it started with Ojo Zakale, you might be jumping history because, as a matter of fact,
some people to start from 1999.
Okay, because
before 1999.
What we are trying to do is to establish a pattern because some people believe that, well, that the war failed largely not because of the superior firepower of the Nigerian army, but because of
betrayal.
saboteurs,
We know that
from
one.
home.
The Ifajula story and the rest of them.
Okay. People that took money wanted to go and buy arms and ran away with the money.
You see the level.
So why that pattern?
You see.
So does it make the Igbo man politically different?
No. When you look at these people that are committing this thing against the Igbo nation, you trace their history very well. You find out that truly they are not they cannot be called Igbo men.
In terms of
originality,
in terms of ancestry, or
yes.
What? So where did they come from?
Igbo nation that's why in my place they will say Cambase. Igbo nation is a nation that has been there for a very long time. That even it's hard for anybody to trace the history of Igbos.
So has that blood been diluted?
So some people have mixed up with the Igbos in the Igbo land.
Historically?
Yes, and they become problem that the Igbos are facing today. Because they will always betray the Igbos.
Now, the larger problem is that why is it that these people are few and far between themselves. As a matter of fact, not up to 100. And so why is it easy for them?
The thing is that the enemies of the Igbo nation will always look for these people and push them to be at the top so that they can be able to use them any moment that they want to use them. They are tools in the hands of the enemies of the Igbos.
Now, let's keep breaking this down, and there seems to be some kind of, how can I put it now, there seems to be some kind of disaggregation. Let's listen to, some of the utterances made by these government officials, the people, and the center of the drama now, talking about Chukwuma Soludo, David Umahi, Peter Mba, Hope Uzodinma. Now, in March this year, during his second term inauguration, talking about Chukwuma Soludo, the governor of Anambra State, he urged Igbo not to waste their votes in 2027. Well, while acknowledging that he would like to see an Igbo president someday, Soludo argued that the time was not now and urged the region to support Tinubu. Igbo are comfortable with him and trust his administration. He said, that is quoting Chukwuma Soludo now, while encouraging support for the president. Now, Soludo's position became even more pronounced last week when he attended a pro-Tinubu rally in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. According to him, and I quote him directly, there is time for everything. We must move from the alliance of protest to the alliance of progress and prosperity, he declared. We must unite. We must not waste our votes again. Why this uncomplimentary position coming from Chukwuma Soludo?
Number one.
But though a lot of people have said he's entitled to his opinion, but
number one, Soludo is entitled to his opinion. That's
okay.
Number one. Number two, it's a shameful thing for Governor Soludo to come out to say something like that against the best candidate.
Who says he's the best? You.
Peter Obi is the best candidate. Come rain, come sun.
In 2023, he placed third position.
So how come Obi won the election in 2023?
Mayor, you have come again.
I will keep saying I was the first man that came out behold the whole nation. Daily Sun published it in full page. Daily Sun, Saturday Daily Sun. I said, 2 days after the election, I said, Peter Obi is the man that won the election. What happened later? Former Secretary to the Federation, haven't he said it?
Was he there?
I have been justified.
Where did he get his information from? Is he INEC chairman?
So, what am I trying to say? If Soludo is saying that any vote given to Peter Obi is waste of vote, that shows that the vote that Anambra people gave to him is a waste of vote.
But he's governor. He's serving. He's serving as governor.
He's governor, but he's not serving for the interest of the Anambarians. Because Peter Obi, the man the world is waiting for, to come and change Nigeria for good. Some Anambra.
Under Soludo, there is peace. Under Soludo, there is peace in Anambra State. Agune Chamber is working. The security outfit that he launched.
You have started.
Started how?
You have started. Agune Chamber, Udogachi, and the rest of. Did you see the crime they are committing? Let me not go there. Let me look at Soludo's his utterances concerning Peter Obi. See, Governor Soludo has shown that he doesn't want prosperity for Nigerians. He only selfish because of his own selfish interest. Today, Governor Soludo is busy jumping up and down, saying that progressive to progressive, that's Apuga and All Progressive Congress, they are all progressive. That's why it's working against a man that came to Anambra State and take education from 0 level to number 1 in Nigeria. The only governor in the history of Igbo land, the only governor in Nigeria who have after his tenure, he invited EFCC to come and check his records. The only governor in the history of Nigeria after leaving as a governor after second tenure, he left how many billion for Anambra, and he was not owing anybody. No governor, no individual have done it in Africa before, except Peter Obi. This is the same governor, the same man that happened to come from his state, and the same man is the same man that Soludo is coming out to say that any vote given to him is a way to vote. I'm ashamed of Soludo. He should close his face in shame. It's a disgrace in general.
Mayor, if you speak like this, a lot of I've spoken with.
How can Soludo, a governor who has seen these good things that this man have done, and this, see, let me tell you something. If we follow the right Soludo in governance and leadership, Peter Obi, after Peter Obi, Obi'S, right? After Obi'S comes Soludo, right? Peter Obi should be respected by every governor that in Anambra State.
But
Soludo should be a support to Peter Obi instead of going to president.
Mayor, he's entitled to his opinion.
No. There's opinion that he's entitled to.
Okay.
It will become a betrayal of breach of trust.
Now, I have spoken to a lot of people from Anambra State, both here in Lagos and even at home in Anambra. When I travel,
Excuse me, Mayor. So many people won election nationwide because of Peter Obi personality. So many people were in Senate.
Okay.
So many people were in House of Reps in 2023.
Okay, so people voted for those people because of Peter Obi.
Yes, of course. Don't you see what is happening in the NDC now? Peter Obi went to ADC. People, the whole Nigerians followed him to ADC.
The whole Nigeria?
Yes. Peter Obi leave ADC to NDC. The whole Nigeria. You see what the
whole Nigerians followed him to ADC. What was the outcome of the ADC presidential primaries? You know, if the whole Nigerians followed him, well, maybe you are talking about.
No.
Okay.
The whole meaningful Nigerians.
Okay, because at last record, I understand that the president, only APC members returned him, you know, as the presidential candidate with 10.9 million votes.
Now go and check.
Far in excess of
NDC. How many members did they have because of Peter?
Okay.
Before Peter joined NDC, how many? What?
No, NDC is a new political party. Just 25th of February.
How many? What is the record of the membership now?
Well, some people argue that NDC could also have masked that figure if Obi didn't join them. You don't think so?
Where is NDC? NDC that even people is refusing to go and take positions in the state.
Then or now?
Then immediately Peter joined NDC. NDC become the party that they are dragging today. Everyone they want to be a candidate.
Okay, now Mayor, let's
can Soludo. I'm trying to tell you something. Can people win election nationwide with Soludo's name? What is disturbing Soludo is envy. He should go and advise himself.
People won elections in Anambra because of Soludo. Because he's in Abga.
Which people won election because of Soludo?
State House of Assembly, local government.
Soludo was in power in Anambra State. The president, he ran to the president. The president supporting the rig election. Is that election?
Sorry, Mayor. We need to be careful what we say.
Is that election?
Do you have a fact that the elections?
Is it not this time they did that Ekiti that they did in Anambra too? Is it not the same thing they did at Ekiti?
What did people voted in Ekiti?
Which people voted? You see what happened?
What happened? What happened in Ekiti? I mean, the elections declared.
We have people that
Obi'S scored 319,000 votes to beat his closest rival, PDP, 40,000 votes. And
then NDC, how many?
NDC, did they participate? The next runner-up was ADC with 12,000 votes.
ADC. So you mean that ADC don't have one chairman and what is going on?
No, they didn't participate in the election. So, now, let's move away from Soludo. Let's turn to Dave Umahi now. Umahi said specifically, Ebonyi State is not obedient because we want to catch up with the rest of the country and we will never be obedient, Umahi said. What happened before was an accident of history. It will not repeat itself. Umahi, another visible attack on Obi and his ambition.
At least Umahi said Ebonyi is not obedient. It shows.
He also said Southeast is not obedient.
Listen, leave Umahi. It shows that obedient, Obi is a key that opens door now in political aspect in Nigeria. Who knows Umahi?
He's Minister of Works, former governor of Ebonyi State.
When he finish, he will come and give Nigerians account of how.
Well, he's given account to Southeasterners. He said, well, Tinubu is building colonial era abandoned roads in the Southeast. He mentioned the roads in Ebonyi State.
They should show the road. Audio road. They should show us the road. Is it audio road? Tinubu will show us that he will give us light. That if he didn't give us light.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it in the course of the show.
Looking at these things. They have seen the truth. What they are doing is they are gaslighting to cover the truth. And we are not going to allow them to cover the truth. We keep saying the truth. Because the truth we know, we will use it to set this country free.
Now,
people like Dave Omar cannot continue to deceive people.
Now, Mayor, in all of this...
I will bet Dave Omar in 2027, Peter Obi will win Ebonyi State.
Will win Ebonyi State.
I will bet him with everything.
Okay.
Peter Obi will win Ebonyi State 101%.
In 2027.
2027.
Despite the fact that Omar has said Ebonyi is not obedient.
I will bet His Excellency Dave Omar with anything he wants that Peter will win Ebonyi State.
Okay, now let's move on. In all of this, Obi remains unfazed, has always maintained that his presidency is not Igbo presidency. Now listen to Obi. All these people were not with me in the last election, so nothing has changed. There was no single governor with me in the last election. In fact, there was no councillor. I didn't have one elected councillor with me in the last election. At least I have 2 senators now, 11 House of Reps members. So things are better for me now, Obi added. Now, does the course look bright for Obi in 2027? He has 2 senators and 11 members of the House of Representatives. He said in 2027, I didn't have anybody with me. But I won some states and all of that. So with 2 senators and 11 House of Representatives members, and probably at the world level with a new party, NDC and all of that, does the coast look bright for Obi in 2027? Let's start from the Southeast. What do you think will happen in Southeast in 2027?
Obi will clear the whole Southeast.
With all the governors, with the 4 governors against him?
Obi will clear. See, let me tell you. Where Obi's strength is coming, it's not from whether he's from Southeast.
Okay.
Whether any governor is against him, whether any governor is with him, whether he has any senator or he has any House of Rep. Obi's strength is coming from his quality and the service he has given to his state when he was a governor. And after being a governor, what he has been doing since that. And he will tell you, after everything, he will tell you, go and verify. Go and check my record. Go and check this. Go and check that. He doesn't have any. Look at these people. All of them have questionable characters in one way or the other.
Mayor, before we leave now, I would like to ask you specifically, what do you think will happen in the Southeast in 2027? Briefly.
Come 2027, Southeast will vote for Peter Obi 101%.
In 2027?
Yes.
Sure banker.
Sure banker.
All right, let's move on. Let's leave the Southeast and go to the national level, where the presidency, through presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanuga, has rejected claims that Nigeria is facing widespread hunger and insecurity. Speaking on a national TV station program, Onanuga argued that the media and opposition parties exaggerate the country's challenges, saying Nigeria is not under siege, and citing his own road trips and reports from other officials who have traveled safely across parts of the country. He also claimed that many Nigerians are benefiting from government policies, including higher minimum wages, student loans, and increased state revenues. However, his remarks came despite recent terrorist attacks and kidnappings, including the abduction of dozens of school children and teachers in Oyo State and Borno State. While acknowledging rising living costs and security breaches, Onanuga maintained that the hardships are temporary effects of President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, and insisted, and still insists, that the government is laying the foundation for long-term prosperity through palliative measures and increased funding to states. Now, Mayor, how do you react to Bayo's comments about the hardship in Nigeria? the poverty exaggerated. What do you know? If you walk through the streets of Nigeria, what do you see?
Bayo Onanuga have shown the level of his psychopathy. Because people are dying. People are being kidnapped. And he's coming to tell us this kind of story. It shows the level of his psychopathy. If Bayo Onanuga is not in this government, he will be the first man to be on the street against this government. But because of his benefiting from this illegality, this thing that is going on, this hardship that is going on, the more Nigerians are dying, the more Nigerians are being kidnapped, the more they are borrowing for them to satisfy themselves.
Now he says he asks his workers, that he normally asks his workers, the pulse of the nation, what is going on.
Who are his workers? Is it not when they borrow money, they will share it within themselves? He will give to his own workers.
Okay,
is any of his workers among the people they kidnapped?
Now his workers, do they buy from a different market? Do they attend different schools and hospitals?
They don't attend different schools and hospitals. In his absence, they will be complaining. But in his presence, that's the level of psychopathy that is going on in this country. These are people who did not allow Jonathan to rest.
So you disagree with Bayo?
I disagree with you.
The hardship, is it palpable? Can you feel it?
The hardship is, we have never seen it like a man. See, a man that Buhari regime is better off than. What type of regime is that? What type of leadership is this? That you make one bag of rice at price of 32,000. Rice is 100,000.
No, they say it's 50 something.
50 something. Who told you go to the market and see the price of rice? How much is fuel when you become president? You remove fuel subsidy. Where is the money?
It says governors are getting more money.
You have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and borrowed. Where is the evidences of that money you are borrowing? Where is the evidences? You said you are building the economy. Where is the effect of that economy?
No, they said they are building infrastructure. They are building Nelfon.
They are building infrastructure and people are dying. Where is the infrastructure? Go to Piniore Road. Where is the infrastructure?
Now, IMF says this government, their policies are working and they should be sustained. IMF and World Bank.
IMF.
World-class economists.
What? They are
from Washington and New York.
They are one of the problems that we have in Africa. They are one of the problems we have in Africa. Because they are the ones that are encouraging them to borrow.
Now,
and they are borrowing to buy yachts. They are borrowing a government that borrows to renovate buildings.
Mayor, you have opened a new vista. You say they are the problem we have in Africa. IMF and World Bank were not set up for Africa. Southeast Asian countries also use their prescriptions and recommendations, and they seem to be doing well. So why is Africa different?
Because of the greed, the criminality.
So it's not Bretton Woods. It shouldn't be their problem.
See, listen. They know that these men are greedy. They know that these men have criminal-minded character.
And they keep funding them.
They keep funding them.
So who should take responsibility?
Them and them.
Okay, shared responsibility.
Yes.
How about the people? How about the Nigerian people?
When Abacha was taking his money out of the country, they were coming into.
But they are returning some of those money.
Return what? Do you know how many years that money have been with them? The money they are giving to them is our money that they take. That they are borrowing them.
Yes. No, but Abacha loots, they are returning some of the money.
See, all those money, check how they are returning the money.
Okay.
How much they return every 2 years, every year. And check how much interest that such money is supposed to make in a bank.
So is there a pattern to it?
It's a pattern.
Okay, now, Mayor, there's one other very important discussion that we need to do before we leave this conversation. And it's about what the president said, when he was seeking re-election, when he was seeking election in the first place. Okay. So let me introduce it so that you merge your conversation with it, and because we are coasting home. Now, Bayo Onanuga, again, presidential spokesperson, has denied claims that President Bola Tinubu promised not to seek re-election if he failed to improve electricity supply in Nigeria. Speaking on a national TV station, Onanuga said Tinubu's 2022 campaign comments were taken out of context and were conditional rather than a firm pledge to abandon a second-term bid. He argued that the administration has made efforts to reform the power sector, including implementing the Electricity Act, which allows states to generate and distribute power independently, while acknowledging that electricity supply remains below expectations. Onanuga blamed ongoing challenges on gas shortages, inherited debts, and aging transmission infrastructure, insisting that the government is working to improve power generation and distribution nationwide. Are Nigerians lying against the president? I mean, we could get clips where the president said...
They would have played the clip where the president said it. Because the clip is everywhere. He said if he did not give us light, electricity, constant electricity by 2027, that we should not vote for him. You know, the president always want to make joke with Nigerians. He always want to make mockery of Nigerians.
But the president has not done for years. He's just in his third year.
He said if he did not do it, that nobody should vote him for second term.
Okay, was he being smart?
Maybe he thought that he
because the argument now is that, well, the president has not done 4 years.
He thought he can do it. The president had that Peter Obi said he will remove subsidy. Immediately they swear him in, he removed subsidy. People that came for his inauguration, when they were coming back, the amount they bought one, they couldn't even pay. So let me tell you, let me say it again. The president has failed woefully. If election is being conducted free and fair in 2027, I tell you before 12 o'clock, president is getting out of
he failed woefully according to you because he didn't supply power or what?
He doesn't have any policy that Nigerian can remember him. Any good policy, no. Tell me one good policy that I can remember President Bola Ahmed.
Well, let's say foreign reserves.
Which foreign reserve? Which reserve? A man that have borrowed and borrowed and borrowed and put debt in the head of my great-grandchildren.
Well, former presidents borrowed too.
Which nobody have borrowed like him before in Nigeria. No president have borrowed like before, like this administration in Africa. Tell me an African president currently with the same that have borrowed like him. You are borrowing. Rice is high. Food commodities is high. In fact, the worst thing is that 1 bag of rice is more expensive than minimum wage.
Mayor, you're talking about removal of fuel subsidy. The argument is that governors are getting more money.
Governors are getting more money. Where is the effect of that more money the governors are getting? They are collecting money, sharing within themselves.
So governors are building infrastructure too.
They are
in Enugu State, in Abia State, in Oyo State, in Nasarawa, in Borno, governors are building infrastructure.
When you say in Enugu State,
yes,
in Oyo, in Abia, the only place I have clear evidence that governor is working, I'm seeing infrastructure. In Abia State.
In Enugu State.
In Enugu State also. Okay. Governor Mba have done some infrastructural works.
I hear that Hope Uzodinma is doing well too.
Hope, listen. Okay. Hope now is doing roads.
Beautiful.
He's doing roads.
Okay, so he's getting more money from you.
Not more. The same. See, let me tell you. When you look at the money that this project costs, you know that I said this here the other time. You are the executive for that. Can they give account of this? I tell you, if these governors they are 10 on end, and the new government took over, I tell you, all of them will be in jail.
Well, unfortunately, Mayor, we are out of time, and I'll take that as a concluding thought. Thanks very much for being on the show. We've been speaking with Mayor John Echefu, who appeared here in the capacity of a political affairs analyst. Mayor, I appreciate your presence, and I hope that we can do this some other time.
Thank you very much.
Now, on behalf of the backroom staff, technical director, bus manager, sound engineer, and the ingest manager, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues with Nena Ndemdiuto. For me, I'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock on the morning show. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and bye for now.